What's happening, everybody? We are on the Bike Trick Stunner X and we are having a problem. A horrible problem. A horrible, loud, squealing problem with the brakes on this bike. And I'm going to try to illustrate up here so you can see what I'm talking about. And I've been trying to fix this for a day or two now. First, let me pull the front brake. You probably won't be able to hear it, but it's got this gritty, grinding, pulsing, nasty, like there's sand in the disc, kind of grind you to a halt type noise, which is not fun. Doesn't feel good in the lever either. Definitely not nice. And then the back brake, oh man, is this back brake loud and squealy. It is awful. I'm gonna go over here. I don't even want to do this around people because they're gonna be like, what the heck are you doing, man? Listen to this. Here's the back brake. I mean, that is louder than a car horn. It is awful. This bike is pretty much unrideable with that brake. It is horrible, horrible, horrible squealing out of these brakes. These are full hydraulic brakes. And I mean, oh God. Coming to a stop is a grinding, squealing halt right now. It is wretched. Oh man, awful. I hate that. I can't, I'm not even riding this bike now because of this. Oh man, we got to fix that. And I'm going to explain to you, I'm kind of towards the end of the process here of ideas on how to fix this. And I'm going to explain here what I've done so far. So let me just, isn't that nice? Oh man. Okay, so here we go. Stunner X, full hydraulic brakes. You heard them. They're terrible at the moment. They are just so squealy. And the first thing I did was I bought a brake cleaner. I'll flash a picture of what I bought. I got it on Amazon. And I cleaned the brakes thoroughly, like 3 times. Cleaned the pads, cleaned the discs, wiped them down. They are clean. That kind of solved the squeal in the front. But now I've got that grinding, pulsing nastiness in the front. It did nothing for the back. Absolutely nothing for the back brakes on this bike. They still squeal, insane loud squeal. So I've tried cleaning them numerous times. It has not worked. So that is not the issue with these. Next, I pulled the pads off and I took some really fine sandpaper and I sanded on a new surface onto the pads, hoping that would refresh them, take the squeal away. It did not. Even though I sanded them pretty heavily until there was a complete new surface on the pad. Put them back on the bike and it still squeals like mad. We are down to the final straw. Let's get out of here and let's go back to the man cave where I'm going to show you the third step we're doing to solve this squeal, because I really feel like these pads are gone. I believe it is the pads that are the problem. I feel like the pads got something on them. And what I think that is the mineral oil from the hydraulic brake. I think that got onto the pads, because I noticed even when I sanded them down around the edges, it looked like there was still kind of some oil. So I think the pads may have kind of absorbed some brake oil, and that is what is ultimately causing this. All right, we're back in the toasty man cave because it is cold out there today. But here is the brake disc cleaner that I bought. I got it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. I feel like it did clean well. I don't think the brake pads were salvageable by the time I tried to clean them. So I think this does work, but wasn't enough to save my pads. So what I'm going to do next, being that I just cannot seem to get this squeal to go away. It hasn't helped at all in the back. It did help the front, cleaning them, but we're going to do these now. So I bought brand new Tektro brake pads to put on there. I believe these are a different compound than the ones that are on there. Those ones are A10 something, A1011, and these are E1011. I think it just has to do with the different material, ceramic versus whatever. So we're gonna pop these on and hope that fixes our problem. So that's what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna clean the discs again, try to wipe off any oil I see on the caliper. There was some oil on the caliper on the back. I've checked the little screws to make sure everything is tight. Everything was tight, so I don't know where that oil would be coming out of. But I'm thinking that was the problem. So I'm going to clean everything thoroughly again, then put on the new pads. Then we're going to try it and hope it goes away. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to call in a professional because I don't know, at that point I've tried everything that Citizen has read or heard of to try. Cleaning it, sanding it, replacing it. I gotta believe this is gonna work, so let's find out. Let's see if it works. All right, so I just wanna show you this real quick. These hydraulic brakes are not scary at all. This isn't hard to do. Anybody can do this. You're gonna take this caliper off, just release this bolt and this bolt right here, and it'll just come right off the disc, and then your brake pads are only held in here by this little tiny Allen bolt right here. You pop that bolt out, and then the brake pads just basically fall right out with a little metal spring clip that, you know, keeps them spread apart. And that's it. I mean, there's not messing with any of the fluid or anything like that. It's super crazy easy to pop them in and pop them out. I mean, I'll have this done in like 5 minutes. All right, so here's your two pads. The new one's on the top. That's the E10-11, and then the bottom one's the A10-11. They're, I mean, identical. It's just, you know, it's a direct replacement. So if you're worried about that, when I searched Amazon, I couldn't find the A10. I could only find the E10. I mean, they're identical. It's just the compound is the different thing, I guess, is why they're labeled different. So it should be a direct fit. I'm going to pop them on now. You can see how terrible these old ones look. This should work. I mean, replacing the part should solve the problem, right? Assuming this is a problem. Guess we'll see. I hope so. All right, here we go. Well, you want to see the difference the brand new pads make with the new material, the ceramic pads? Watch this. Perfect. Perfectly smooth stop. No squeal, no grinding, no pulsing, no nothing. That was it. I needed new pads. So there you go, that solved it. I've done probably about 20 full stops and it's been perfect every time. No squeals, no chirps, no nothing. So I guess if you're having some brake squeal, number one, try to clean it. That might help a little. Resand the pads down could help maybe, but ultimately I just bought new pads and that solved it completely. Like I said, I think I had some brake oil, or brake fluid I should say, on the pads, which was just not helping. So pads are cheap, just buy a new set. Let's just speed up. And brake. Perfect, that's how brakes are supposed to be. Those feel amazing. Okay, let's try it with a nice, smooth, slow stop and see what happens. There you go, no squeal. That was it, that's all we needed. Just to replace that one part. Replace those pads, problem solved. So super easy fix, that really cleaned it up. I don't know where that brake fluid was coming from. It didn't appear anything was loose or leaking. So now we can cruise the neighborhoods on the Bike Tricks nice and peace and quiet and not hurt everyone's ears. Oh my god, that's so much nicer. That squealing was a total bummer. Next we got to do it to the Escape bike, because the Escape bike squeals as well. Not as bad as this one was doing it, but that bike squeaks and squeals as well. So there's my suggestion to everybody. Give it a shot yourself. It's not hard to do. You can do it. If I can figure it out, having no bicycle background at all, you can figure it out too. Hope you enjoyed. If you like this stuff, consider hitting subscribe or check my playlist. I got a bunch of videos, including some on the Stunner X bike here. If you're interested in this 750 mid-drive motorbike, it's really, really freaking powerful. Definitely be good for hill climb areas if you live in a mountainous area. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching.